Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lisa with Beauty from Inside and Out. And if it's the first time you're here, welcome. And if you're a repeat watcher, thank you for coming back. All right, guys. If you haven't seen my video on under eyes and is that making you look older, go watch that after you watch this. But go catch that because it's going to be a little bit in coinciding with this video. And what I want to address is just our whole eye area. As we're aging, what we need to be doing differently, and hopefully a few tips and tricks to help you along the way. So if it's something that you've been kind of just curious about, keep watching.
If you're here, then you woke up today. And that is a blessing. Don't take that for granted. Don't waste it.
Okay, guys, when you think of eye makeup, there's a lot to cover, right? You think eyebrows, you think eyelids, you think under eye, lashes, like all of it, right? There's a whole lot of stuff going on our upper face. And I think as we get older, we really have to find ways to apply our makeup to enhance more clearly what you're trying to make a statement on. Like, it's like we can't really put our makeup on, what I'm trying to say, is the way we used to put it on. And we shouldn't have to toss the makeup bag. Oh, I'm already getting older, I don't need the makeup. Yeah, listen, if you want to wear makeup, wear the makeup. But just tweak a little things, right? Because sometimes we don't wear our makeup because we're not liking the way it's looking. And I get it. But if you can find a way to kind of like tweak something and all of a sudden you're looking at yourself and going, not bad, then chances are you're going to stick with it, right? So let's address first, really quick, eyebrows. I'm sure you've heard it said that it is like really kind of like the statement of statements, right? It frames your face. We go through the phases of thinning brows, fuller brows. And honestly, I remember that. So I kind of stay neutral. My brows are not laminated. They're not microbladed. For those that do it, great. I think that there are times when it maybe does help. If you really have an issue with, like, you were one that tweezed the heck out of your brows. And I'm speaking to my ladies here that are 50s and over. Like, we went through the phase a little of the thinner brow, right? And then of course, Brooke Shields came in the 80s, and wham bam, them full brows came in and everything got switched. But it's a phase. So I think that if you have the thinner brows and you want to get it microbladed, get it microbladed. Now find someone that comes highly, recommended to you. Just don't go anywhere, because literally that's tattooing brows on your face. So find the right person. But just filling in the brows, find a great brow pencil, ink pencil, however you want to just fill the brows in if you're having a problem with sparse brows. If you're having a problem with brows, like we've heard it, our brows they're not twins, right? They're sisters. Some even say cousins. And sometimes you may have a brow that just doesn't want to do what it wants to do. And therefore you have to then find a way to create them as best to look the same in a sense, right? And I know I have a problem with, like, this brow right at the arc, it does go more archy, but this one doesn't. So I have to kind of create my own little arc right there slightly. And it kind of evens everything out on the eyesight. Okay, so brows are clearly an issue with, like, addressing. Okay, let's move on to our lids. I know that as we get older, we end up getting just more crepiness. I mean, we have more finer lines there and a lot of little folds. And so it's a challenge putting on even shadows, right? So I'll be honest with you, I never even used to prime my eyes when I was younger. Like, I was good. The shadow stayed, didn't crease. Why would it, right? I'm in my 20s, but it's different now. So find yourself a good primer. Listen, I go back and forth. I like this e.l.f. Putty, which is, and they come, like this one that I picked up, it actually comes, it is thundering, guys, out here. It's getting ready to downpour. So you may actually hear rain falling, because I am like literally by the window. I just hope it doesn't start lightning or I'm in trouble. But get a primer, guys, that you can help set that for, prep your lid for your eyeshadow. I also like a one that I saw someone recommend, and it really works real well, and you can pick it up on Amazon. It's called Thank Me Later Eye Primer. Really good. You use very little, so it'll last you a while. Like, you saw how much I put on. Let that kind of just dry down, and then go in with your shadow. Now, the other thing that I have found it very helpful is to, before you even start choosing a color for your lid, is to get a powder. And this kind of works well either way. Either if you're going to use a cream shadow or a powdered shadow, because it allows you to have some gripping power on there. So I like to take a powder, and in this case, I know we hear a lot about like finely milled powders. You really want to powder it down on your eyes. So I just take, in this case, I have like my vanilla dust with Seint, but get yourself a good powder, right? There's all over in the market some. And I will set my eyes, like I will put that powder on, and just, now it's primed, but now there's powder, and it allows now my next step, whether again I'm using cream or powder shadow, to have kind of a clean slate, okay? And it allows also for no creasing, right? Sometimes there's times when, I mean, we all like perspire different places. Some of us under our nose, on our brows. I get that quite a bit. So like going back even to the brow issue, if you are creating a line, then definitely get one that's like waterproof. So I know that those little things that sometimes when we're shopping for stuff, we're not really paying attention to. And then all of a sudden when our makeup is running, we're like, why didn't I think of that? So waterproof, okay? So powder, right? Primer, powder. I'm like set for now putting on my makeup. And the other thing, guys, as far as our eyes, are our lashes. Now, I have false lashes on. Love that. It's like one of the best things that I've ever done, as far as not only making my makeup application go faster, but also I don't have to worry about that. Like I use these lashes from Lilac Street. So affordable. Listen, there's a lot of different ones, but finding the right one that's gonna be easy to apply, inexpensive. I've tried other ones. I've tried like magnetics, don't seem to work for me. So you got to find something that will. I always say that. Like, I can recommend, but try it. You never know if that's going to be the one that's going to work for you. But these lilacs are very, very good, and they come in different sizes. If you want me to show you a little more in depth about like putting on eyelashes with this particular brand, leave it in the comments and I can do a separate video on that. But I know that that's another issue with us that are aging, right? Sometimes we just have our lashes have just fallen out. They're not as thick or as long as they once were. It's what it is. And so if you're on board with getting false lashes and you want to, like, I love the very soft, subtle approach. I mean, you can see that mine's, and I've got color ones. They also come in different colors if you choose to go that route. But I, like, they have bolder ones if that's like the look you want. or softer ones. And then just, I don't personally like to put any false lashes under my eyes. So what I'll do subtly, if I'm in the mood for it, is I'll just take a mascara and put that under my eyes for just more, again, of a bolder statement. Maybe it's an evening look. But false lashes, I think, are amazing when you're having issues with either sparsy, again, lashes, or you want a quicker approach on getting on your makeup. And then, of course, mascara. So we can also talk about that in the clip, maybe that, or the video that I'll do when I can talk about lashes. So again, if you're interested in that, leave in the comments that you'd like to see a video on application for mascara or for even false application. So moving along now for under our eyes. Okay, guys, this is a big struggle, I think, for a lot of us, because let's keep it real. We're dealing with a lot of stuff. Under our eyes are thinning. Sometimes we're having color darkness. Sometimes there's just a lot of fine lines. And so we need to approach it in that manner, right? So what I have learned, okay, is that you can still wear a brightener, a concealer, however you want to call it, and have your eyes stand out. It's where you're putting it, where you're placing it is going to make the difference on avoiding cakiness, on avoiding your makeup to be seeping in through those fine lines and then making you look much older. So my approach on under eye makeup is really simple, guys. I basically just take like my makeup or color corrector. If you're having any issues with like darkness under your eyes, definitely have a color corrector that you can address that. So let's go in with that and let me show you what I do. So I have the issue of my hyperpigmentation, and I just dab into my cream. Again, that's my choice of makeup. I think cream, as I've mentioned before, is amazing for mature skin. It just gives your face a whole more youthful, glowy look. So once I have that on there, I am going to basically like tap, 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 and just keep that very thin under my eye. The whole objective is to keep less makeup under there, right? We hear the phrase less is more. This is definitely one of those times. So I want to spread that color on there and avoid it being too thick under my eyes. And if I am having more issues of like darkness inner eye, you can approach that as well. I really enjoy a line or a series that's called Demi. So good, guys. It is a color science theory kind of thing. Like, have you been seeing all those on color correctors that if you're using like an orange or a yellow, it will counteract your darker or redness on your face? It's the same thing, but with the approach on like darker circles or acne or what have not. And that is this one with a color wheel that helps you just know what you are trying to approach. So I will take, because the inner part of my particular eye, and if you need help with this, I can help you, or just doing a color match for you. But the inner part of your eye, usually for the most part, has a lot of blues and greens, because that's a lot of the veins that are in there. And so basically when you have a blue or green on your color wheel, you're going contrast that to having it be like a yellow or an orange. And therefore you choose that one color and you kind of fill in that area to just camouflage, remove that darkness in that inner part of your eye. So different approaches, right? With dealing with darker areas, hyperpigmentation, dark spots, whatever you're dealing with. But the other thing, guys, and this is like the last thing, keeping my video a little shorter today, I think, is the brightener. So taking a brightener, I know that we were used to, in your 50s and your 60s, I know you used to do this, right? You used to slap that concealer right under your eyes and it was like, whoa, it worked back then, but it's not working anymore now. Again, we need to change our approach. So I will take my brightener and I will, guys, put it like on the corner of the eye. So on the corner of the eye, and then after I have used that darker area to diminish, which I didn't, I just want to get to the point, is to keep the brightness on the corner. Now what you're going to do is you're going to distribute some to the under eye, but very little. So this is what I do. I tap, 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 and get that brighter cream right there. See how that brightens that up? Same thing in the middle. Brightens it up. Now with the rest that's on my brush, I just tap that lightly underneath. So again, it's not extra makeup, extra cream, not having the whole issue of having your makeup crease into your fine lines, and having then the brightness. You can go back in and use more brightener on those outer corners if necessary, but that is going to be a really great tweak that you can do when it comes to keeping your eyes brightened, but not creating so much of that cakeiness under your eyes. And I think that the natural approach when it comes to wearing makeup, especially as we're aging, the whole less is more is so, I think, important. And I know that sometimes you may say, but then how do I get the coverage? It's all in the technique that you're using. So, okay guys, that is it. If you can think of any other areas in regards to your eyes that you feel like you're struggling with and you felt like I missed something out, leave in the comments and let me know. Like, can you help me with this? Or what's your opinion on this? I would love to go ahead and help you out as best as I can. All right, guys, that's it. We'll keep it here for today. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share all the things, right? And we'll see you next week. All right, bye.